the primary reason for selecting Cloudsmith was it just felt modern, open, and at a company level, a company that we could work with easily, a company that would appeal to an engineer more than the other vendors that we had looked at. When my engineers tell me that they love a vendor, then I know not to question further. So you can't get a harsher critic than an engineer. Our engineers love Cloudsmith. Software distribution is extremely key to Kong. Our Kong customers, whether they be on our SaaS platform or whether they be on our on-premise platform, they always have to run some element of our stack within their network. So we now need to distribute these elements. These elements are like our mesh solution, our actual gateway, the ingress controller. Without distributing this layer of our technology, the full stack of Kong cannot function. We use Pulp before we switched to Cloudsmith, but we were running our own Pulp instance, which basically meant I needed a small team that had to take care of Pulp. And then, as you can imagine, the operational the burden, it eventually became too much. There was some security tightening that we had to do for our accounts, and it caused a problem. And our customers could not download packages for almost 2 days, and that just won't do. Working with Cloudsmith was great. The sales cycle was awesome. I remember my engineers essentially championing Cloudsmith. It's a little unusual for engineers to be okay wanting to talk to salespeople and participate in the cycle, but from our side, the cycle was almost completely led by the engineers. So that's a big +1 in my book. Before Cloudsmith, we used to get complaints from customers about availability, uptime of our distribution mechanism, their ability to reach and download images. Post the Cloudsmith switch, the complaints have literally gone to zero. I've not had a single upset customer or angry email from our support teams saying, "Hey, we have an issue with downloading patches." So that has been fantastic, and the ease with which we have been able to release one-off or custom builds for our design partner customers that want to try out something, etc. I remember the lead time that used to go in configuring Pulp to do this, and all the issues that would happen. Basically, it's like no news is awesome news. Trying to have a DevOps team build out this last critical step by themselves is just not I would say, proper allocation for any DevOps team. You want to rely on a strong partner that solves it. That solves this particular problem, and that's what we're finding with Cloudsmith. Our DevOps pipelines, our CI/CD pipelines, they come all the way into the distribution step, and we just hand over to Cloudsmith, and it works beautifully. My 3-person team, like these are you can imagine these are 3 senior engineers that were mostly taking care of the software distribution problem, have now been allocated into completely unrelated areas. So I've essentially saved 3 headcounts in the US. That is a major saving. Inside Kong, we talk about robustness as the kind of what we call high order bit. New features are great, but not at the expense of robustness. First, robustness, make everything work exactly like you promised the customer, and then introduce new features, but without compromising robustness. And I think I see that with Cloudsmith. The fact that we have not had an occasion to even file a support case at this point, and the fact that no escalations around this area, either from customer or from internal teams, have come to me, are a strong +1 that this has been the right choice that we made.